they're swirling, they're sniffing, and they're spitting. Hundreds of winemakers, buyers, writers and sommeliers from as far away as Britain and Japan have been in the capital for the last 3 days for what's been dubbed New Zealand's most significant wine event. The Pinot Noir event is held every 4 years to showcase the wine varieties. It's second only to Sauvignon Blanc by production volume in New Zealand. Jancis Robinson, who's been called the most respected wine critic and journalist in the world and happens to advise Queen Elizabeth on her wine cellar, has top billing at the event. The editor of the Oxford Companion to Wine, author of the industry Bible Wine Grapes, and Financial Times wine writer, has taken time out from tasting to join us via the phone from Wellington. Jancis, welcome to Checkpoint. It's lovely to talk to you. How are you?
Well, I am wet but happy.
Yes.
Thank you very much. And rather Pinot soaked.
Yes. And are you liking what you're tasting on the Pinot?
I am. I think they're getting more and more interesting, more and more confident about a specific style from their particular New Zealand region rather than just copying Burgundy or trying to. No, it's all going in the right direction.
Okay, I'm really interested in the notion of specific regional styles. So if we look at the big three, I guess, what are they? They are Otago, North Canterbury and Martinborough. Are they for
yes.
Yeah, for Pinot and some in Melbourne?
Well, and Melbourne.
Yeah.
A massive quantity. I don't think I think it'll be a while before I could come up with anyway a definite thumbnail sketch for each of those. But maybe North Canterbury is the kind of earthier, most Burgundian, bit more grunt, maybe. And Otago, of course, always has lots of kind of bright fruit. Maybe is the most obviously sweet in some cases. Marlborough, for me, has made the biggest progress.
Gosh.
I think, and Martinborough's fun, but I'm going there tomorrow, so I can't really opine about that at the moment.
Boy, I'm envious of your job. What a wonderful job, and you love it.
Aren't I lucky?
Yeah, you are. Well, you make your own luck. You're very good at it, and well, it's true. Let's talk about Sauvignon Blanc, because that is still. If you grab someone by the scruff of the neck somewhere in London and say New Zealand wine, they're going to say Sauvignon Blanc, aren't they?
Gosh, yes. And what commercial success you've had with it. I mean, all the other wine-producing countries in the world are so envious of the fact that New Zealand Sauvignon Blanc is such an easy sell, and it sells, so young. So all the producers get their money in so early. Yes, and quite a high average price as well. But
actually, New Zealand wine, is it true that New Zealand wine has the highest average price per bottle in the English market, the British market?
Yeah.
Right.
No wonder they're envious.
Yeah, so can we talk about the evolution of Sauvignon Blanc? Because I guess as epitomised by the Cloudy Bay style, so it's that yippee, here I am kind of grass and youth and all of those kinds of things. And the world likes that, but people are experimenting with keeping it in oak a bit longer, aging some, kind of restraining it, tightening it a bit. Does the rest of the world want that?
I think wine geeks want that. Fussy people like me get a bit bored with just how similar most New Zealand Sauvignon Blanc is. So we're always looking for something a bit more interesting. But I think the mass market just loves the dependability and the fact that most. They like the fact that most New Zealand Sauvignon does taste quite similar.
It's been an absolute Cinderella story, the Sauvignon Blanc.
Amazing, isn't it? And really, it happened relatively quickly.
Yes, absolutely.
Fast, didn't it? Yeah. Well, good on you. Well done.
Well, boy, that was some clever buggers who put it in Melbourne. Not that long ago. What, only 30 years? Yeah.
I mean, there it was. Montana, I think, made the first ones, didn't they? But it's funny that it was David Honan from WA flying in who sort of identified the fact that it could take off on the market and came up with Cloudy Bay.
Yeah.
It's rather tactless of me to point that out.
Yeah, well, there's nothing wrong with that. But let's broaden out even further. Who is the next New Zealand? In other words, who is the next new world wine country who is going to delight and surprise from out of the blue? Where are you looking?
Isn't it interesting? I mean, there are all sorts of pockets of really great wine quality and wine value all over the world outside Europe. But I can't think of anywhere else, with the possible exception of Argentine Malbec that has come up with a combination of country and grape variety that has had such commercial success. Certainly, the Argentine Malbec has been hugely popular in North America, both the US and Canada, actually.
And good
Chile,
good value for money, right?
Yeah. I think there's great value in some wines from Chile and South Africa, but they just don't have that simple message that New Zealand Sauvignon does.
Right. One final question, because you're here for the Pinot Noir conference. Are people in Europe drinking New Zealand Pinot yet, or are they still deferring to Burgundy?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Well, that's exciting.
Well, they can't afford Burgundy. No, we've had a very active thread on the forum of my website about which New Zealand producer can provide better value than red Burgundy. Well, more or less every wine producer the world over can produce better value than red Burgundy. No, there's a lot of interest in New Zealand Pinot Noir, certainly in Britain.
Jancis Robinson, it's been lovely to talk to you. Thank you so much. Jancis Robinson, who was making me envious of her job.